is your land. Come seek an adventure at your pirates, eh?
Made the jump to light speed.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go!
Welcome to the Disneyland Beat Weekend Update. Well, hey folks, this is TC. I'm here inside the park recording the weekend update on a very overcast but dapper Sunday morning. Well, Magic Keys went on sale this past week, but the sale has been paused already. At least all of the more affordable passes have anyways. The Inspire Pass is the only one that is available as of this taping. You know, personally, I kind of think it's a little bit too bad that the Enchant Pass is really easily the most affordable one, and it's the one that vacationers are really going to want. The Inspire Pass is a great pass for locals if you've got the money.
On to the next tunnel. Got it.
Oh, here we go. Over at DCA, the Silly Symphony swings are still closed. The entire structure is still gone up there. However, we do have a reopening date. They're going to be reopening May 5th. It's just about the end of Food and Wine Festival here at DCA. The lovely festival continues on this week, but it ends on April 25th. With the end of the Food and Wine Festival, that means it is one of the last few days to catch Soarin' over California. Soarin' over California is a ride that I have a really soft spot for. Got a real affinity for it. All of it filmed right here in California and put together by so many things involved with this state. So it's really wonderful when it comes around. Let's take a look at what's going on at the Pacific Wharf here in San Francisco Square. Tide pool's full, Grizzly River Run is operating. There's a whole lot of signage, new signage going in over here. The land is operating as normal. Over here at San Francisco Square, that door right back there, we think is going to be the door that you're going to enter in for your meet and greet with Baymax. Right over here where the Pacific Wharf cart is. So they'll be doing a queue area in this area. We actually got a little bit of news on Disneyland Forward this week. Disneyland Forward is the proposed and at the moment hypothetical project where the park would expand into the parking lot areas here in the park and also down around the Toy Story parking lot, creating much larger park areas for both DCA and Disneyland, as well as a second downtown Disney area. And the forward movement that we've had is just that they've scheduled a meeting to talk about it. So we know a few months ago they released some very vague concept arts and some ideas of what could be done, and it's about sort of getting Orange County and the city of Anaheim moving forward on the proposals for the project. So we'll see what happens. Well, we've gotten some news for the summer over here at the Hyperion. We have some new signage over here. Rogers the Musical is going to be coming this summer, and we have a date, June 30th. The show is going to open. So Earl of Sandwich Tavern restaurant and bar is actually serving a breakfast, a sit-down breakfast where you can get served. It's really good. Everything's running from about $17 to $19. Just a handful of things on the menu, but they're all really tasty looking. After eating, I was able to have a conversation with the building owner here and was talking about how things fell through with the La Brea Bakery and how things may go forward with Porto's, but there's also a chance that they may not. It actually hasn't been signed yet, so it's not even a done deal. But if Porto's does move in, they're going to do a major expansion to the space, which is what they want to do. Well, everyone, we have some updates here for you in downtown Disney. Construction walls have gone up around Uva Bar and Catal, as we knew they would. It's making a bit of a tight squeeze. You can, however, access the Disney Home Store, which has reopened in its original dedicated spot. Also, Wonderground Gallery has also been moved back to its original spot. It was over in the ESPN Zone building for a while, but Wonderground Gallery is back in its original spot. They've done some slight renovations to these buildings. Ceilings have changed a little bit. We think it all has to do with the Catal renovation over there. And Sprinkles at Downtown Disney has closed, and it looks like permanently. There's nothing new happening there. The new Jazz Kitchen Coastal Grill and Patio, which is replacing Ralph Brennan's Jazz Kitchen, has made its debut. We have no idea what the sign looks like. Here in Cars Land, the Radiator Springs Curios has actually opened its doors again for the first time since the pandemic reopening. They're not just doing leather on the porch, but they've got the doors open. Along with the announced sale of those Magic Keys came some Blackout date announcements, and we learned that the Inspire Pass, the highest tier pass that you can purchase, for 2023 you're going to have January 1st as well as December 20th through 31st blocked out. So not just New Year's Eve, but the entire Christmas week as well. Well, today is Dapper Day at Disneyland. The Dapper Day Expo is happening over at the Disneyland Hotel, and there's so many people that look so great and just dressed up so wonderfully. But it's a really fun day to be in the park when Dapper Day is happening. There's just, feels like the crowd is just that much more interactive on this day. This last week at the Star Wars celebration, we learned that there's going to be a lot of new additional destinations added to the Star Tours attraction. So they also have a new lightsaber umbrella. And there was also some other announcements saying that Ahsoka and maybe some of the characters from the Skeleton Crew and maybe even some characters from the Bad Batch would be starting to be seen over at Galaxy's Edge. Matterhorn Mountain is going to be closing for refurbishment and maintenance on the 17th of April, and we don't know when it's going to be reopening. It could be a few days or it could be much longer. Tale of the Lion King is still playing at the Fantasyland Theater, and we very much expect it to throughout the summer. Something we see in Toontown a lot is Stroller Madness. So they've decided where the strollers are going to be. They've got them all on this side of the entrance over here, and they're starting to get a pretty good handle on how it's all going to work. Check out how the actual park over here is a park. Full of benches, the kids can play, no strollers. The Adventureland treehouse is still closed. However, a lot of the scaffolding has started to come down. We can start to get a much clearer picture of what's happening here, although there's still not a ton of details that you can really get in there and see. We don't have an opening date for it, but progress is happening. Tiana's Palace is still under construction, and it's completely behind scrims at the moment. They're going to be working on that tower up there, getting a little bit more going, but it of course is closed, and the Julep Bar is closed, so if you want your beignets, you're going to have to get them over there at the Royal Street Veranda. We've got a little bit of construction going on over here at the New Orleans Square train station, over here by our actually working water tower. And the second part of our train station that is modeled after the train station in the Disney film So Dear to My Heart is getting a little bit of work done. Okay folks, the last day of operation for Splash Mountain is going to be May 30th. We actually have an official date now for that, so we think that's good. At least we know what's going on. May 30th, you have till May 30th to get your last rides. We also think this is going to be the closure of the Briar Patch as well. We also got some new concept art this week of Mama Odie's animatronic in the ride, which looks like it's going to be right before the big final lift hill up there. Right before the Mama Rabbit used to be, right where she used to be. Well folks, this is TC. Thanks so much for joining me in the Disneyland Beat Weekend Wrap-Up. May the light in the firehouse window always shine brightly, and may your dreams always come true. See you real soon, Musketeers.